It's day 71 of Israel's right to defend itself against children, frontline workers and journalists. And if we were to give the racist, fascist, genocidal Israeli regime any modicum of credit, it would be that it had at least been open about its intentions from the outset of this latest assault on Gaza. They have bragged on various media outlets about making Gaza unlivable, and how we are witnessing in real time the Gaza Nakba. Ludicrous pointing at Arab calendars aside, Israel has been pretty upfront about their intention to wipe out and or cleanse the land of its indigenous population, as is the intention of all settler colonial projects. The so-called war on Hamas is a front, a convenient excuse to accelerate its ultimate solution to the Palestine problem. The brazen staging of intentions does not seem to be something Israel learned from its blood brother, the US, however. The US, on the other hand, has been duplicitous from the beginning of this nightmare, preaching restraint out of one side of its mouth, cheerleading and emboldening the mayhem out of the other. The US, itself built on genocide, from its foundation has seen itself as somehow exceptional. Now it is a world leader only in doublespeak. We must never forgive or forget these bleak days for humanity, when the so-called leaders of the free world told us fairy tales under gaslight so they could continue murdering our Palestinian brothers and sisters in darkness. Blinken and Biden assured us the US was doing everything to ensure Israeli strikes were surgical, but we now know via CNN of all places that 60% of bombs were dumb, unguided, with only wanton death and destruction in mind. The US continually lies about its commitment to a two-state solution, yet vetoes endless UN resolutions to halt illegal Israeli settlements that they know make a two-state solution impossible. And the cherry on top had to be Joe Biden this week, having the audacity to tell us he's concerned about indiscriminate bombing of civilian targets in Gaza, while at the same time stepping up the already eye-watering military aid to the genocidal regime to continue its war crimes with impunity. There would be no genocide without the US. There would be no ultranationalist, jumped-up, right-wing Israeli regime without the US's support and protection. The US has always seen itself as the world's policeman, and now we clearly see what the global south has been telling us for decades. The US is nothing more than the world's bully, and they must stand shoulder to shoulder with the monster they created and be held equally accountable for what will surely be recorded as one of the most shameful episodes in the history of the West. And so we say, no more US military aircraft refueling or transporting weapons to Israel in our Shannon airport. And maybe it's time for Ireland to become less dependent on US multinationals. There'll be some who'll scoff at this as typically harebrained lefty nonsense, but do we want to be inextricably linked with a government that arms the murderers of children? And if you're okay with 10,000 dead children, how many would it take? 50? 100? Before you place your humanity ahead of your job in Amazon or your paid partnership with Spotify? Saoirse done Palestine!